Phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine radial symmetry by diploblastic organism with tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated complex which help in locomotion. So these ctenophores are also known as sea walnuts or comb jellies. They are also called as sea walnuts and comb jellies. See the diagram 4.8, figure number 4.8, examples of ctenophora. So see the body of this ctenophora, they are also known as sea walnuts or comb jellies. It's like jelly. See, they are having two outside flagellates and they are also known as sea walnuts and comb jellies. They are marine radial symmetrical. So you are knowing about radial symmetry. What is meant by radial symmetry? When the body is divisible into two equal identical halves, it is called as radial symmetry. Means whenever a single plane is passes through the body and this single plane divides body cavity into two equal halves, it is called as two identical equal halves, it is called as radial symmetry. And the radial symmetry is seen in ctenophora. From ctenophora onward there is radial symmetry and they are diploblastic. What is meant by diploblastic? We have seen earlier the organism which exhibit two germinal layers, means externally ectoderm and internally endoderm. These are called as diploblastic organism with tissue level of organization, means their level of organization is tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated complex which help in locomotion. So see in figure 4.8 example of ctenophora, in that you have seen on the body of this ctenophore they are having 8 external rows of ciliated complex. So see, this is green color, they are showing ciliated complex, they are 8 in number. So you can count here, they are shown 8 ciliated complex and these ciliated complex are helpful for locomotion. Next is digestion in both extracellular and intracellular. So we have studied earlier in nidoblast or nidarians that in Coelenterata, in phylum Coelenterata, we have seen they also shows extracellular and intracellular digestion, and in ctenophora also the digestion is extracellular and intracellular. The most important property of this ctenophora is they are showing a bioluminescence. Bioluminescence means what? The living organism, they emit light. The property of living organism to emit light is called as bioluminescence, is well marked in ctenophores. They may ask a question like bioluminescence is seen in which of the organisms. So you have to keep in mind about this. In ctenophora they show the bioluminescence property, and this bioluminescence means what? The property of living organism to emit light. So it is well marked in this ctenophores. So you have to keep in mind that there in each phylum very different information is given. So by reading thoroughly and by remembering it, by proper revision you will learn this, because in one day it is not possible to cover all these phylums, because in each and every phylum there are differences with many varieties. You will see many of the new things in each phylum and it is difficult to keep in mind. So it's better to go with one phylum daily. Please learn one phylum daily, because if you are going to learn 10 phylum in single day, then it will be very confusing for you. So please go through single phylum daily, one day one phylum only. So they show the bioluminescence property. Then sexes are not separate. In sponges, means in phylum Porifera, we have seen sexes were not separate, and they are given a proper terminology for this. They have said that the organism which do not have separate sexes, they are called as hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means what? There in means what? Both the sex organs, male and female sex organs, are present in single individual, and this single individual gives eggs and sperms, and this property is called as hermaphrodite, means they do not show different individual for both the sexes, means sexes are not separate, both the sex organs are present in single individual, and they produce eggs and sperms in same body only, so they are called as sexes are not separate, and the main term is for this is hermaphrodite. Ctenophores are also hermaphrodite. Reproduction takes place by sexual means reproduction is sexual reproduction, and fertilization is external and with direct development. So from each phylum you have to write about where the fertilization is external, where the digestion is internal or external. Write about the development is direct or indirect, so it will be confusing for all the phylums. So it's better to take one page and write about all the phylum, means where is about digestion extra or intracellular, or in some phylums they are they have said that they exhibit both cellular and extracellular digestion. In some phylum they are showing only extracellular digestion, intracellular digestion. So you have to keep in mind about all this. You have to write about development. In some phylum they have shown direct development, in some indirect development, and in some phylum there is fertilization is internally and some externally. So you have to learn by heart in which phylum the fertilization development direct or indirect is given. So the fertilization in Ctenophora is external and development is indirect. The examples are Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana are the examples of phylum Ctenophora. So the Ctenophora are commonly known as sea walnuts and comb jellies. They exhibit radial symmetry, diploblastic organism with tissue level of organization. Their habitat is mostly marine. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated complets which help in locomotion. And next is the digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Bioluminescence is the property of living organism to emit light, is well marked in ctenophores. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means, and fertilization is external and with indirect development. Where in Ctenophora sexes are not separate, it is also called as hermaphrodite. And the examples are Pleurobrachia and Ctenoplana. Phylum Platyhelminthes. So let's learn about Platyhelminthes. They have dorsoventrally flattened body, hence are called as Platyhelminthes or flatworms. Platyhelminthes are also called as flatworms because dorsoventrally they exhibit flatty body, means flattened body, hence are called as flatworms. These are mostly endoparasite found in animals including human beings. What is meant by endoparasite? Means in human beings, means in animal, they used to live in intestines of the animals, so they are called as endoparasite, inside the body of organism, so they are called as endoparasite, mostly found in animals including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, acoelomate animals with organ level of organization. So these are bilaterally symmetrical. We are knowing about bilateral symmetry. When a plane passes through the body, it divides into two equal halves in only single plane. It is called as bilateral symmetry. What is meant by triploblastic? The organism with three germinal layers, outerwards ectoderm, innermost endoderm, and middle one mesoderm, they are called as triploblastic animals. And 𝐻𝐶elomate animals, 𝐻𝐶elomate animals means what? They do not possess middle layer, that is they do not possess body cavity. They are called as 𝐻𝐶elomate animals, and they exhibit organ level of organization. So the flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical triploblastic 𝐻𝐶elomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and sucker are present in the parasitic forms. So whenever this organism goes inside the gut of human beings or intestines of the human beings, they possess hooks and suckers. With these hooks and suckers, this organism stick to the intestines of human beings and takes the nutrition of human beings, and they represent a parasitic form. Because of their hooks and suckers, they show the parasitic form. Some of them absorb nutrients from the host directly through their body surface. Means whenever they go inside the intestines of human beings and they are having hooks and sucker, with these hooks and sucker they stuck to intestine and absorb the nutrients from intestines through their body surface. Next is specialized cell called as flame cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. The most important point from platyhelminthes is they are having a specialized cells, and these cells are called as flame cells, and this flame cell help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate. In these, sexes are not separate means what? They are hermaphrodite, means both the sex organs are present in single individual. From that single individual, eggs and sperms are produced and fertilization takes place. So the fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. The most members are planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Means what? They are having specialized cell called as flame cells, and these flame cells are help in osmoregulation and excretion. And sexes are not separate means they are hermaphrodite. Fertilization is internal, development is through many larval stages, and some members of platyhelminthes like planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Means what? Whenever we are going to cut planaria body into pieces, that one single piece develops whole planaria. Means what? They are having a capacity of regeneration. Once again, if planaria is kept in front of us, and if we are going to make a segmentation, we are going to cut planaria into 10 segment. Means what? This 10 segment will this 10 segment will have this 10 segment has the ability to form whole planaria from single segment. Means what? They are having regeneration capacity. Means from single single segment that having a capacity to regenerate whole body, so it possesses high regeneration capacity. It is called as planaria. The examples are Taenia, tapeworm, fasciola, liver fruit. Examples of platyhelminthes are Taenia, tapeworm, fasciola, liver fruit, and one is planaria, which is having high regeneration capacity. So from this platyhelminthes, let us revise. They are dorsoventrally flattened body called as flatworms, and mostly endoparasite found in animals including human being. They are bilateral symmetrical triploblastic 𝐻𝐶elomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in parasitic form. They absorb nutrients from the food directly through their body surface. Specialized cells called as phlegm cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. So phlegm cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. Question may ask from here. Sexes are not separate means what? They are hermaphrodite. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Members like planaria exhibit high regeneration capacity. The examples of platyhelminthes are Taenia, tapeworm, fasciola, river fluke. So let's see the diagram of this. Examples of platyhelminthes in figure 4.9. First is tapeworm and next is liver fluke. See the diagrams very carefully. They may ask in exam. So tapeworm is also called as Taenia and fasciola is also called as liver fluke. Aschelminthes. Phylum Aschelminthes. The body of Aschelminthes is circular in cross section, hence the name roundworms. Means what? Whenever we are going to cut this body surface, so it show a circular cross section, hence the name is roundworms. They are free living, aquatic and terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Means what? They are free living, they are somewhat aquatic, terrestrial or parasitic. They may be found in plant and animal in parasitic form. So they are free living, aquatic, terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Next is roundworms have organ system level of organization. So which kind of organization is having in Aschelminthes is organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical. Yes, we are knowing about this bilateral symmetry means what? Whenever the plane is passing through a body, it divides the body into two identical halves only in single plane. It is called as bilateral symmetry. The example is Aschelminthes and they are triploblastic. Means this body form exhibit three germinal layers. Means what? Endoderm, ectoderm and mesoderm. They are called as triploblastic organism. And pseudocoelomate animals. Pseudocoelomate is what? Whenever there is middle germinal layer, that is mesoderm, instead of this mesoderm there is scattered pouches present in the mesoderm. So these animals are called as pseudocoelomate animals and they are Aschelminthes. So most important question from from Aschelminthes is they are pseudocoelomate animals. The examples of pseudocoelomates are Aschelminthes. Alimentary canal is complete with well developed muscular pharynx. This is also most important point from Aschelminthes, that they are having a complete well developed muscular pharynx. Alimentary canal is complete with well developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes waste from the body cavity through excretory pores. So they exhibit excretory tube, and this excretory tube removes body waste from body cavity through excretory pore. Then sexes are separate. So before this we have seen sexes were not separate, means they were hermaphrodite. Now in Aschelminthes we are going to learn that sexes are separate, means they are dioecious, that is male and females are distinct. Often females are longer than males. So see in figure 4.10 they are given the examples of Aschelminthes. They have shown the diagram of male and female. So see, male is straight and female is somewhat larger or longer than males. And fertilization is internal, development may be direct. The young one resembles the adult or indirect. Means what? Whenever the development is direct, the young one look very identical to the adult, or they may be indirect. So the examples are Ascaris, roundworm, Wucheria, filarial worm, and Cyclostoma, hookworm are the example of Ascalmanthus. So let's learn from beginning onwards about Ascalmanthus, that the body of Ascalmanthus is circular in cross section and they are roundworms. They are free living, aquatic, terrestrial or parasitic plant and animal found in plants and animal. They are having organ system level of organization. They are bilateral, symmetrical, triploblastic, pseudocoelomate animals. The alimentary canal is complete with well-developed muscular pharynx. Excretory tube removes waste from body cavity through excretory pore. Sexes are separate, means dioecious, means male and females are distinct. Often females are larger than male. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct. The young one resembles adult. Direct development means what? The young ones are very identical with adult, or indirect development ones, the young ones are very variable, means doesn't look similar to the adult. The examples are Ascaris, roundworm, Wucheria, filarial worm, and Cyclostoma, hookworm. These are the examples of Ascalmanthus.